Hello, Aries. Welcome to your weekly tarot horoscope reading for April 25th to May 1st. If you have seen my other videos, you know that I get really specific with my readings. I use astrology, obviously tarot, and my guides for your reading. Now, before I even begin, oh my goodness, what an active month, right? I mean, we kicked it off with so much activity in your sign Aries, but then also this week in particular, man, we have a lot of activity in Pisces and Taurus. That is your 12th house and your second house, respectively. I will get into that, during your reading, but listen, Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, Venus, 4 planets in Pisces, all right? That's pretty crazy. That's pretty intense. We have conjunctions, we have sextiles, we have trines. I mean, listen, this week is no joke. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Taurus, all right? This is over the weekend on Saturday. Venus is conjuncting Jupiter in Pisces 3 days after Venus conjuncted Neptune in Pisces. Talk about dreams coming to life, talk about fantasies, talk about action, talk about a lot of these aspects, they have a long shelf life, the ones that have happened this month. So, and one other thing I'm going to point out is that Jupiter and Mars are going into your sign next month. Talk about major blast off. I mean, Aries, are you ready? I mean, you're going through a huge transformation right now from an astrological perspective. And listen, there's going to be a lot of romance, a lot of creativity, a lot of changes in the air. Okay? We are going to get to the bottom of where that's happening for you with your reading. Let's get started, Aries. All right. I usually do a Celtic cross spread because it gives a full picture. Now, it is what my clients prefer. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can just go to my website, thetarotship.com. That is where I do the bookings. Okay, sorry, I was distracted for a second because I am seeing some stuff here, Aries. Okay, now another thing is I do my readings over a different computer when I do my personal readings. And so you may not see all the cards on this screen. I'm going to try to fix it because I use a different computer, all right, for that one, and it's through Zoom. So even though you may not see the cards, I'm still going to hold them up to the screen, and you will also, actually, I'll let me do this real quick. There you go. Now you can see a little bit more, but I'm going to hold them up to the screen anyway, just so you can have a better idea. Now, Aries. Gosh. This week, Aries. Okay. You're going through it, okay? This month has been really intense for you, okay? And we know that because I'm not even joking. Aries we're just coming out of your, birthday season. There was a lot of activity happening there. And we do have this major eclipse coming up. Now, you pulled the Four of Swords, all right? You're in a time of rest. And that's what I'm asking you to do this week, Aries, because things have been a little overwhelming for you. And this is not in a bad way, okay? This is good. And you know why? Because you've had a lot of activity and you've had really good success recently. You've probably celebrated something. You hit a milestone, you got a promotion, you got married, you started dating that dude that you met on Tinder. Whatever it is, you've hit some milestones, you've hit some new life cycles, you've entered new life cycles. You are actually coming out of a great period in your life of celebration, a period of just a lot of victory and success. And I'm really loving it and I'm really feeling that for you. And I think it's really great. You are going to need to take a little time to rest this week because there is a lot more coming. Remember, I said what's happening next month. It is not even there's nobody pressing the brakes. It's like go time, okay? Also, remember, there's a lot of activity in Pisces. Listen, I said that there are 4 planets in Pisces. What were they again? Neptune, Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, all right? That's a lot of activity in your 12th house, the subconscious, okay? There's so much mental activity happening, but also there's a lot of activity happening just in the way that you're processing things and thinking about things. And listen, you're in a really good place. So take some time this week to just rest and heal and, just meditate and really just align your chakras and align your energy and be prepared. We have a crazy weekend coming up. And next month is going to be crazy. Now, let me see. I'm going to talk about this card real quick. Okay, so you did get the Eight of Pentacles, and this is great. Now, one thing that I did say, I probably said it 3 times already, is like there's a lot coming up and you do really need a rest, okay? Your mind is still on work. You still want to work. You're in the process of building your legacy. A lot of that comes from this celebration that you recently had. Maybe you had, a huge birthday party. Maybe you had, a wedding that you attended. Maybe it was even a funeral, whatever it was. And when I say funeral, I look at funerals in a way where you are celebrating the life of someone who passed, okay? And so one thing about funerals, and trust me, I've been to a lot, it brings you together with people. And sometimes, like, the sudden maybe tragic moments, they usually bring people together, okay? And they are really heavy and they're really intense on the energy. But that said, whatever you went through recently, whatever you experienced recently, it usually is a good step forward, okay? And you were celebrating life, okay? Put it that way. If anyone did go to a funeral, any Aries. Now, listen, you still, it's Aries, you're so fiery, right? And you just, Mars is so active right now, and you just want to keep going and going and going. But remember to rest. This is saying that you are really talented. You are starting to build your legacy. You are being really determined. You may not, the reason why I say rest and heal is because you need that moment to move forward in terms of building your legacy, okay? Just take a step back, take a deep breath. Things are going to get really crazy soon for Aries. And when I say crazy, just really active, all right? So just take some time to rest a little bit. Like, I know that you're on a mission, man. You are on a mission. You are ready to, sit in this throne. What I love about the Queen of Swords is that she is really powerful, A, but B, she leads with her head, not her heart, all right? And this is in your head. Remember, I said there's a lot of activity going on in your mind right now with all that planetary activity in your, subconscious. But, on the top of your head, you've been thinking about moving forward in a place where you're gaining a lot more knowledge, you're gaining a lot more power, you're gaining a lot more authority. And, it's like, leave your emotions out the door. Let me just be Sonic the Hedgehog here. I don't know if anyone will get that reference. Am I really dating myself? I am. Anyway, but maybe like the Roadrunner. Anyway, someone is just really just eyes on the prize, moving forward ahead. That is where you want to go. Okay, now, deep down inside, it looks like you may have 2 different situations you're thinking about as well. It could be anything from, moving. I just, I'm getting the message of relationships. You could be choosing whether to move forward with a relationship. Maybe you don't want to. You could be choosing between 2 suitors. You could be choosing between 2 jobs. You could have entered a new job recently, and now you may be thinking, did I make the right decision? Listen, there's something on your head that you're trying to balance, all right? You did pull the 2 of Pentacles. Now, here's the thing about him. I call him the dancer of the tarot deck because he's doing a really good job of dancing in this world that's chaotic around him. You can see there's like a tsunami behind him. Yet, he's here juggling the Pentacles, and he's doing a damn good job. So, be steady, take some time to heal, and listen, everything is going to fall into place. All right, the decision that you have to make, or for some Aries, it's not even going to be a decision. It's just like you're torn between two things and you're trying to figure out how to make them work together. And so spend some time thinking about that as you heal. Don't do it in a way where it stresses you out. Do it in a way where you find some like peaceful solution where you're comfortable with it. All right. Now, lastly, I'm going to say, when I say you're gonna hit the ground running next month, it's gonna even actually start this week. Okay, we do have that major eclipse in Taurus over this weekend on Saturday. Again, I said that Venus is conjuncting Jupiter in Pisces. That just came right after Venus conjuncted Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is your 12th house. You have so much on your mind. You have this vision. You have, all these dreams you want to come to fruition. And listen, you did pull the 10 of Wands. So what this means is that, luckily, because this is in your future area, and I love this for you, is that you are coming out of one life cycle or one cycle of work where you're not going to have to work as hard as you used to, okay? You really put yourself in a good position. You played by the books. You did everything right. The universe is paying attention to you and seeing you and saying, you know what? Let's give this dude or dudette a break. And here's the thing. This guy is literally breaking his back carrying these wands. This is burden. This is complete, exhaustion. This is like, I can't go anymore. But the 10 represents the end. You've come to the end for something new, for things to get better, for life to get better, okay? Aries, take some time to heal this week. You're going to need it. Spend some time with your thoughts. Go on long walks in the woods with your dog or with your partner or with, I don't know, your Game Boy. Or I keep bringing up these old 80s references. It's such a weird thing. I don't know if that is messages coming through. Maybe there's some nostalgia that you have to tap into. Maybe it'll bring you a little bit of happiness, okay? So let's move forward to yourself. If you like this reading so far, it would be great if you can like and subscribe. That really helps me out. And I love you, Aries. So, okay, great. Also, I'm noticing when I'm looking in the mirror, I haven't shaved. So, sorry about that. Do that next time. Looking at your staff, Aries. Man, you really went through the blender and you're coming out on top. This is great. Listen, you want it. You want it bad. You want it really bad. Okay, so the Lovers, obviously, it speaks for itself, right? This is this the only major? No, you have another word. I'll talk about it later. So this is major arcana energy. This is really strong Gemini energy, okay? And we do have Mercury going into Gemini at the end of the week. We have the Sun going into the Gemini later. I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of activity in Gemini soon, but either way, listen, the Lovers, okay? Look, I'm going to point one thing out, because despite the obvious, this is all about you building a connection with a partner or a relationship and really strengthening that. But listen, I'm going to point something out real quick. Now, a lot of tarot card readers do this. You can see that he's looking at her, all right? But she is not looking at him. She's looking at the archangel. Now, what that means, it really is subconscious, self-conscious, superconscious. This really isn't two people. This is like with the spirit, with the divine spirit. This is more of a trinity, okay? And so in order for this partnership to really come to fruition and feel the way that you want it to feel, you really have to bring like that spiritual energy to it. And in order to do that, you really have to know who you are. And that's why you need time to heal this week, okay? Remember, that is just a current theme that I'm not going to let go, all right? Take some time to heal, all right? Things have been moving fast for you. There's been a lot of changes in your life. And again, we do have a huge eclipse coming at the end of the week. And here's another funny reason for me to tell you to take some time with yourself. You pulled the High Priestess. We love the High Priestess, okay? Now, this is saying she is the guardian of the subconscious. This is very psychic energy. This is very intuitive energy. This is also very spiritual energy. So, what has been the theme that I've been talking about this week? Spend time with yourself, with your thoughts, deep walks with your Game Boy. Something is going to help you, all right? This is really interesting, Aries. Something's going to actually help you slow down and really tap into, your thoughts and plan everything out and really put some order into your thinking, okay? It could be someone that you already know. It could be a really good friend. It could be like this is very feminine energy, by the way. It could be an older female. Someone is going to help you put you in this good mental space, all right? Because it's going to help prepare you for your life that's just going to go crazy nuts next month. Now, you are so sick of working, okay? Not like working, but overworking, all right? And so this is evidence of it, the Seven of Pentacles. What's really interesting is that this person, we talked about legacy earlier, right? So not only did you pull the Seven of Pentacles, you got the Eight of Pentacles, okay? So legacy is on your mind. When I say legacy, just like when I say legacy, it really is you're building a foundation and you're thinking about a foundation, and that's great, okay? There is a time, Aries, I've done your reading for, on YouTube for a few months now, but for a long time, let's just say that, okay? And Aries have been going through it. So I'm just going to say this once. All the hard work is over, okay? It's going to be over soon. And this is someone who is looking back. This is someone who's looking back at everything that he's worked for, everything that he's done. And he's kind of a little like, really? He's a little tired. He's a little exhausted. But the one thing about him that I point out to all my readers or watchers is that in order for him to move forward, he has to look to the future. He's looking back. We need him to look forward. So, Aries, you have no problem with that. This came up in an area of your reading your spread that's more about like hopes and dreams. And one of your biggest hopes and fears. One of your biggest hopes, and it's twofold here. One of your biggest hopes is being able to start building your legacy and seeing everything you've worked for come to fruition. One of your biggest fears is that not happening. Let go of that, okay? Because this really is like you need some time to think about how you're going to move forward, and this is indicating all that hard work that you put all this hard work and effort into is paying off, and it will just disappear soon, okay? You're in a really good place. Now, don't be scared of this card, all right? You did pull the Nine of Swords. Now, this is just saying that there is probably going to be a moment this week where you do have maybe a little stress, maybe a little anxiety. Maybe there's something that happens this week that, catches you off guard. Remember, we have an eclipse at play here, all right? It's like eclipses are fair game. Anything can happen, but it is happening in your second house. This is right? This is your second house of income. And so you could have some sort of moment of clarity that's not very pleasant, or you could have some sort of situation where it's so big that you dwell on it too much and you start losing sleep over it, and it could be it could even bring you a little bit of grief. But I want you to know that it's the 9, okay? This means like hang in there, you're at the end of it, all right? So these are all good signs because you are pulling like the later cards in the suits, but there's a lot of forward momentum here. It's just that this week you do need time to heal, okay? And this is also another card that indicates take some time to just think about things, okay? But in a positive way. We don't want you going to sleep at night with like negative thoughts or stressful thoughts or any anxiety at all. That's not what you want to do. We want you to go to bed getting a full, good night's rest to prepare for a lot of the amazing changes coming your way, Aries. There is so much to talk about. All right, now, that is your reading. If you liked and loved this reading, it would be great if you like and subscribe, and that really helps me out a lot. Yeah, and listen, Jupiter's going into your sign next month. That's huge. I'm gonna do a monthly thing, but as always, I'll do a week. Every week. I'll do one every week. So I'll see you here next week. Aries, have a great week. Remember, take care of yourself. Get plenty of rest. Relax. Take it easy, and just really clear thoughts and think about what you want for yourself for the future, and just take a step back, and you'll see that it's going to help you. You'll benefit from it. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week.